New world order. You already know what time it is.
Well, they might not, because it's been a while.
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without some new stories to step to. This is the Industry Outsiders. Woo, love that beat. Y'all know what time it is. You see Kevin Nash on the screen. You see Scott Hall on the screen. You see your man Hollywood on the screen. My man Big Sexy Cool Big Sin over there on the screen. We got a lot to talk about. It's been so long. We didn't mean to leave y'all. But as you know, we become mighty successful in our reactions. But we back. Because we got breaking news. So much breaking news.
We have so much anger.
So much vitriol.
So much hate.
And we gotta talk about this.
Cut the goddamn music.
I'm trying to cut the music. No, like, come on now. You can't cut the music before this part. Oh, yes.
All right. For those of y'all who don't know, now you will know. Myself and Mr. Hollywood over there are big-time wrestling fans.
Yes, sir.
And not only are we big-time wrestling fans, we actually used to do this on a weekly basis.
Yes.
It kind of fell to the wayside with the reacts and just schedules and everything. But guess what? We are back. And not only are we back, we're back better than ever. We have gotten more comfortable being on camera. We are going to be on the motherfucking podcast with this shit, too.
Yeah. It's popping off, baby. POPPIN apostrophe space OFF. But I wish I could come here with great news, right? We wish we could come here and say that wrestling is conquering all. But alas, we come to you bearing bad news. That WWE's Wyndham Rotunda, or as we know him as Bray freaking Wyatt, has been let go by the WWE. He was released due to quote-unquote budget cuts, right?
What pisses me off about that is from 2019 to 2020 into 2021, he was a number one merch seller.
Yes. So you want to tell me about budget cuts, and yet you cut out the guy that was making you money. That just...
Because while John Cena was gone, The Fiend was selling merch.
Yes. Merch for days, weeks, months, even years. Listen, I am disgusted. I am flabbergasted. I feel that we've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok, and led astray. Okay? But part of me thinks, because the rumors are out there that that Brody Lee's death really left some pain in Bray Wyatt's heart, which I don't doubt.
Yeah, because we all seen what happened with Eric Redbeard when he went on AEW. Mm-hmm. The man was in tears out there after Brody Lee passed away.
Yeah. Just imagine having... Because Brody Lee's older than Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Not by much, but he is.
Not by much, but the totality of the independent experience that Brody Lee had overshadowed what a lot of wrestlers had, okay? He was a mentor to a lot of people and a friend to a lot of people, to the point where multiple people in multiple organizations, in Japan, in America, Mexico, Canada, You know what I'm saying? UK had so much love and admiration and respect for Brody Lee. You know that man was a good man. And it's fair. It would be fair to say that if Bray Wyatt was feeling some type of way after his death, it could be forgiven. I would forgive it 100%. But also then comes in the revelation of how they were pitching creative ideas to Bray Wyatt about the own character that he created.
That he created years before it was actually debuted.
Mm-hmm. His own creation. So imagine, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're Bray Wyatt. Well, actually, let's get to semantics. Let's imagine that you're Wyndham Rotunda, okay? Second, third generation wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Your one uncle is Barry Windham, and you're the son of Mike Rotunda, the great Mike Rotunda.
Yep. Okay? IRS, for those of you who don't know his real name.
Imagine this legacy that's been bestowed upon you. And the fact that you've not only created one character, but two characters.
Well, three.
Well, three characters, excuse me. It created basically a whole entire universe of characters. Where your creativity, your creative mind flourished. To the point where other wrestlers, including John Cena, wanted to see you succeed. Because he wanted The Fiend to beat him, and they switched it at the last minute. Well, let me rephrase. They wanted Bray Wyatt to beat him, and they changed it at the last minute.
It went at the first WrestleMania, yes.
Yeah, because they could have let Bray Wyatt have that moment and Cena still win the feud. Okay, that could have been still a thing.
That was the first burial.
Then we have the whole Fiend situation, and the whole universe that he created. And trust me, he made a ton of shit out of sugar. When they paired him with Matt Hardy, they didn't think too much of it, and it became one of the greatest tag team pairings in the world.
All right, so let's take a look at a couple things here. So you had the Wyatt family come in. You had Bray, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. Mm-hmm. Fantastic working together. NXT absolutely tore NXT apart.
Yep.
Then their WrestleMania debut, you have Eric Rowan lose to The Rock in 8 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, so that's slight number one against the Wyatt family. Mm-hmm. So then a couple years down the road, they're doing their thing. Bray Wyatt's in this feud with John Cena. Harper and Rowan are doing their thing.
Yep.
So then you have John Cena not only beat Bray Wyatt, but beat him at WrestleMania in a convincing fashion.
Yeah.
Which doesn't help. Cena didn't need the rub.
Nope.
But Bray Wyatt did at the time.
Exactly.
So then you're like, oh shit, we fucked up. Okay. Bray Wyatt's going to go on his own. Then you got the Bludgeon Brothers. So they're doing their own thing. Now you got Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt wins the Elimination Chamber, becomes the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yep.
Then you match him up with Randy Orton. So with Randy Orton, it was fantastic when they were doing it. What fucked it up was the House of Horrors match and the stupid CGI they tried to put in the ring that nobody in the audience could actually see.
Yeah.
But the people on TV were like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania. Then you had Randy Orton beat Bray Wyatt for the title at WrestleMania. That's 2 matches at WrestleMania. You got the Undertaker match at WrestleMania, which Bray Wyatt did wrestle with a broken ankle, and he chose the job for the Undertaker.
Yeah. So before we even get to even that part, because you mentioned the Randy Orton and the Bray Wyatt situation, remember who royally got fucked over in all that? Luke Harper, Brody Lee.
Yep.
He got royally fucked up because the way that it was supposed to go.
Because him and Orton were tag team champions.
Yep. The way that it was supposed to go is that Luke Harper was supposed to end up fighting Bray Wyatt. The way that they pitched the story was Luke Harper was supposed to fight Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania for the title. Randy Orton wasn't even supposed to be in the title picture at all. Okay? Luke Harper was organically over with the crowd at this point because remember, he had won the IC title just prior.
They fucked him on that one too.
Yeah. And he was a fan favorite. A fan favorite where the crowd was chanting, yeah, 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 throughout. Come on now. Then he got fucked over and subsequently, got fucked over. So then we get to the whole So then of course now we gotta keep going now. Now we gotta go next. We gotta go to the Undertaker situation.
Yeah. Like I said, Bray Wyatt had a broken ankle. The match took place outside, so his entrance or the Undertaker's entrance made sense.
Yep, exactly.
Because it was California.
Yep.
At 4:00 in the afternoon.
Because you know.
So he is now 0-3 at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get a couple years down the road, we have Daniel Bryan, who was with the Wyatt family, and then we all know how that went down, which became one of the best feuds of Wyndham Rotunda's career.
Yeah.
Him and Daniel Bryan were fantastic together. Even in recent stuff with The Fiend. Fantastic. So then we fall into this weird kids show host Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the Sister Abigail Puppet. We got the Vulture. We got Ramblin' Rabbit. We got Huskus the Pig, who was named after Husky Harris, his first NXT persona.
Yep.
And everybody loved the Firefly Funhouse.
Yep.
But he always said there was something darker.
Yeah.
Then SummerSlam, the biggest show of the summer. You have Bray Wyatt taking on Finn Balor.
Yes.
And what comes through that curtain is what we all know and love today as The Fiend.
Yes. Yes.
He went out there and destroyed the Prince.
Yep. To the point where he had to reevaluate himself and send him back to NXT. But it was a perfect... I think that in and of itself worked out for everyone.
Oh, it worked out for Finn and The Fiend.
Yeah. That presentation worked out for everyone. And we thought that, okay, finally we have such a character. But then what happens is that WWE ended up booking themselves into a corner.
Well, yeah, because you also had remember, right after that, well, a couple months after that, you had John Cena come out saying he's not participating in WrestleMania, he's not taking a spot, and then The Fiend standing behind him.
Yeah, but no, you gotta wait. You gotta go before that. So before all that, we had the whole Seth Rollins situation. Remember the Seth Rollins, red cage.
I really wanted to forget about that.
No, you can't forget about because back to Miss Ellen.
Yeah, because they put the title on him after WrestleMania.
No, before WrestleMania. Because remember.
No, because The Fiend, John Cena wasn't for the title.
It wasn't. So, but you remember how this all went. So remember.
Yeah.
So remember.
The dickhead was fighting Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yes. So remember, they booked them, but the problem is that they booked themselves into the corner with this Seth Rollins Fiend match. That should have not even happened. When you're booking a monster who's eventually now, you're basically he's a killer. And if you put the title on him, you're gonna legitimately who's gonna legitimately beat him? And
yeah, at that point where the hype train was for him, nobody.
Yeah, but then you make Goldberg beat him. But then your premise around Goldberg is that the Fiend was weak against Goldberg because the Fiend lives off of revenge, right? Yes. He has nothing against Goldberg, so he had nothing to fight for.
It made kind of sense, but you don't book that the way it went down, though.
Exactly.
A 3-minute match where Goldberg wipes the mat with the Fiend.
Exactly.
You cannot fucking do that to a character like this.
Which that's when it goes back to, see, that's when they should have never even put Bray Wyatt into the title picture.
And what happened a year later? Goldberg almost killed The Undertaker because he botched his own fucking move.
Yep. But then we have the match with John Cena.
Which was fantastic.
Beautiful Firefly Funhouse match, which the most critically acclaimed match in WWE history.
Between that and the Boneyard match?
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah. So then we have that. And then we have eventually the Fiend, because of how critically acclaimed it was, the Fiend wins the title.
Yep.
But then after the Fiend wins the title, they bring back Roman Reigns. Which I'm not going to discount the Roman Reigns situation.
No, but when it happened, we didn't know what we were going to have in Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
What Roman Reigns has turned into is phenomenal.
Yeah. But you figure...
When it happened, when it was Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, and he came back, everybody was like, fuck.
Yeah, but once you saw Paul Heyman with Roman Reigns, you knew that when I saw that pairing, I was like, everybody's fucked at this point. Because Roman Reigns is a good talker when given the stick.
Yeah, and when they're not telling them to make corny jokes like suffering succotash.
Exactly. And Paul Heyman is fucking Paul Heyman. You know what I'm
Paul
saying?
Heyman's Paul. You know, if you're in a relationship, make sure your spouse, your girl, your boy, whatever, looks at you the way Paul Heyman looks at Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Listen. I was fine with it up until okay, but like okay, so they had to move the Fiend to Raw because that wasn't going to work. It had to be Roman Reigns' show. The Fiend
you can't have two dominant forces like that.
Exactly.
On one show.
Which sucks because the Fiend never got his rematch for the title, and they straight moved him to Raw right after. They moved him to Raw. So then with all this, they put in this Randy Orton Fiend situation with this love triangle with Alexa Bliss. And I just was like, oh my God, why did they do this?
So I just want to clear something up right here. A lot of people right now are blaming Alexa Bliss for the Fiend getting re-released. Don't blame her. She can only do what she's told.
Yeah.
Just like Wyndham Rotunda. He can only do what he's told.
Yeah. Which in and of itself, the problem that I had with the Alexa Bliss stuff isn't even what Alexa Bliss was doing. Okay? They booked the booking prior to Alexa Bliss's change was weird. Okay?
Yes.
Had we had the Alexa Bliss from a year prior, who was basically pure fucking evil at that point, but you know what I'm saying?
But no, you had babyface best friend of Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, and that's you can't be like, oh, Alexa Bliss is turning a new leaf. You know what I'm saying? And finally, Alexa Bliss gets the redemption arc that she that she got with Nikki, and then all of a fucking sudden you turn her into.
Okay, so the whole thing about that is the Fiend changes people, and I said this to James after it happened. Then how weak does that make the Miz look? Because he didn't fight the Fiend ever.
Yeah,
he fought Bray Wyatt and went from a king babyface to being a shit heel again.
Yeah, that's true. But that's even. But it fucked him up in the head though enough to where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, remember the Fiend was playing with the baby and shit.
Yeah. That was the best shit ever. Shit like that was awesome. Okay,
you need the creepy shit with Bray Wyatt. You did not need to involve Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it, but now with what they're doing with Alexa Bliss, it makes it look even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you WWE for taking the Fiend's music away from her, because that was really getting on my fucking nerves.
Yeah, that was.
Especially now you have Bray Wyatt 1-4 at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Like you had a legitimate star in your stable.
Because he beat the shit out of Randy Orton, and because of Alexa Bliss, he lost.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania.
My problem is that you basically had the second coming of The Undertaker.
And The Undertaker told Vince, don't fuck this up.
Yeah. You had it's hard to convince somebody, especially, like, all right, so you had The Undertaker, who somehow, some way between Biker Taker, the American Badass, and the Phenom, and the Dead Man, has maintained all four gimmicks with everlasting popularity. Nobody else in the history of the wrestling business could ever pull that off.
No, because the Undertaker gimmick should not have worked.
No, but then you had Kane, who was a psychopathic pyromancer. Okay,
who was burned to death.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had that, and that worked. Okay, that really worked. And they for Fetish Brothers and the fans loved it. They were cool with it. They were happy with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you had somebody that had the charisma to make that similar type of gear of the supernatural, that supernatural gimmick work. Because you've tried it before with guys like Mordecai. Didn't fucking work. You tried it with guys like Kevin fucking Thorne. Didn't fucking work. You know what I'm saying? But with Bray Wyatt, he kind of got into. It was kind of that mix of modern mythology, things like Santeria and voodoo and shit like that, shit that still exists to this day, and you can say, "Fuck, I can relate to this because I can go to New Orleans and find a nigga like Bray Wyatt." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, and that's what people, and that's what Vince didn't get. Like, why are people so enamored with this dude? Because there's motherfuckers like this. If Waylon Mercy could actually wrestle, it would have been Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, if Dan Spivey wasn't broken by the time he became Wade LaMercy, he would have been fine. But here's how over the Fiend was. The WWE literally made a belt of his face, sold it for $750, and they sold out every time it was released.
Yep. Ain't that some shit?
During a pandemic.
Ain't that some shit?
But yet, financial situations cause you to fire this man?
Niggas was spending unemployment checks on Fiend belts, nigga. Okay? Let's keep it
motherfuckers got their stimulus and bought a Fiend belt.
Huh? I'm telling you.
And the belt was ugly as shit.
Yeah. But it's sold because they probably knew that Vince was going to fuck this up and this was a once-in-a-lifetime commitment. I made Big Sin freeze on that one. He's like, fuck. Where'd he go? Where'd you go, Cinny Sin? Where'd you go? Big Sin, he froze. It's like he's stuck forever. Hope he's not gone. There you go.
I'm back.
Yay!
Now my internet was like, hold up.
Hold up. Wait.
But, okay. So, WWE now has to live with this on their conscience. You just released a very hot commodity.
Yeah.
And who has, honestly, the perfect situation looking him dead in the face right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because
hold on, because if you can hear me, you're frozen. I'll let you know when you're back on. I think I know what you're going to say. So what the people don't know out there in the world is that while apparently my man Bray Wyatt has a deal going on with Blumhouse to do some writing and some creating and some stuff like that. There's a little bit of rumors that he has that going on. The Blumhouse situation is gonna be fucking awesome. Now, given the fact that he's allowed to creatively go wherever he wants to. Imagine being Bray Wyatt, the hottest commodity in wrestling right now. Everybody thought CM Punk was the hottest commodity in wrestling. Hell, everybody thought that Daniel Bryan was the hottest commodity in wrestling. Now Bray Wyatt is free, who has a genius mind for the supernatural, who's probably motivated and hungrier than ever. And guess what he did, y'all? My man Bray freaking Wyatt follows. He's gone. Nixon is gone. My man Bray freaking Wyatt is now following. What's his name? Tony Khan on Twitter. And Tony Khan followed him. That is going to be interesting, bruh. That is going to be interesting. We'll get Big Sim back here in a moment here. But I want to paint a picture. I want to paint another picture for you. So now that we have Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, going to join probably the majority of his family members because down there in Tony Khan's paradise. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen when this really just becomes a whole holy? And we want to say, what is it? I hope that it's a 30-day. I'm starting to think that it's a 90-day. August, that puts us in October, November. Ooh, maybe. Well, maybe 90 days puts us around Halloween. Wait a minute. What day is Halloween? Let's ask. Okay, Google. What day is Halloween this year? Okay, Google. What day is Halloween this year? Oh, Google's not cooperating. Okay, Google. What day is Halloween? Google's not cooperating. It says, let's see if Siri can cooperate. Hey, Siri. What day is Halloween?
Halloween is on Sunday, October 31st, 2021.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Actually, let's ask Siri another question. Hey, Siri. What is 90 days from yesterday?
It's Sunday, October 31st, 2021 Halloween.
Woo! You heard that? You heard that. I want to say it again. Hey, Siri. What is 90 days from yesterday?
It's Sunday, October 31st, 2021 Halloween.
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, you want to know what's going on?
Yes.
Siri. Oh, hold it. Hey, Siri. Oop. Hey, Siri. What is 90 days from yesterday?
It's Sunday, October 31st, 2021 Halloween.
Okay, so our internet dropped for like a hot minute. But are we still recording?
Oh, we're still recording. We live.
All right, cool. So what I was saying is, now that we know that 90 days from yesterday is Halloween, this is going to yeah. And like I said, I know people are tired of hearing, oh, he's going to AEW. All WWE guys are going to AEW. Shut the fuck up with that. They get treated better there. Also, there's a group there in AEW that's a face group right now, but need to be a heel group with a strong leader. They had this at one point in time, and that was, of course, Mr. Brody Lee.
Yeah.
John Silver is the most underrated wrestler in all the world. And I know we're going to get on Hangman Page later, and just we'll talk about that real quick. But I believe, in my heart of hearts, that AEW should contact Bray Wyatt or Wyndham Rotunda, Eric Redbeard, and Braun Strowman, and bring them in as the leaders of the Dark Order.
Well, did you hear Bray Wyatt did say something about a cult of Wyndham?
Yeah, the Cult of Wyndham, yes.
Talking about him, his brother Bo, or possibly, maybe even some Braun Strowman in the building. But here,
he actually pitched the Cult of Wyndham to the WWE.
Yeah.
And they fired Bo Dallas the next day.
Yeah, well, you know. So, I'll even do you one better. So, let me throw the Hangman Page on the screen. Because this is important let's talk about Hangman Page right now. Because I think that's important to what we need to discuss. And there's a reason why it's important. And I wanna make sure that, I do this justice when we talk about it.
And Hangman Page is the reason we're doing this show tonight, because I got him very upset the other day when we talked.
Yes, listen. So, my man Hangman, where did it go? Oh, look at that. Hold on. It was small. It's small. Here we go. It's big now. It's big now. There we go. So, Hangman Page, who was the number one, a week ago was the number one contender for AEW's World Championship. This is when the rumors start popping up the same day about CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and that whole shebang. And when I look at Hangman Page, to me, I saw the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. city to city, organically over, and absolutely beloved, I say, by everyone. And so we got to a point where we had to say, you know, what we know that this story was supposed to lead up to the Hangman Page redemption arc with Hangman Page winning the title. That's what the end game was, right? And it was a great...
Because at this point in his career, he has never won a major singles title.
Exactly. Hangman Page could have... I honestly think that when they introduced the TV title, Hangman Page should have been the TV champion as opposed to Cody Rhodes. But by the time the TV title came around, him and Kenny Omega were tagging up.
Yep.
And that was a completely, you know, different type of situation. But Hangman Page is an interesting thing. I haven't seen anybody organically over like Hangman Page is in a long time. Not since the Stone Cold days. Not since the Rock days. It's been a while since we had somebody that has captivated crowds, different types of crowds too.
Yeah, Hangman is one of the most reliable workers in AEW.
Yeah.
This dude will give you 190%, whether he's drunk or not.
Yeah.
And he does have real life alcoholism issues, which might have led why he never got that shot in New Japan. But over here in America, what he has done for a guy who wasn't very well known on the West,
Yeah.
doing what he's doing now, he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
He's a 6'2" stud who can do it all.
Think about this. Stone Cold Steve Austin, 6'2", 6'3", around that height. Hangman Page can do the high flying shit as well as the brawler shit. He can do some real cowboy shit, as we like to say. That's the Hangman Adam Page signature.
And
right?
at this point, he actually has a better personality than Steve Austin did.
Yeah, he has multiple waves. They made a whole entire story arc built off of his redemption. And because of what's possibly the influx between between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, all those plans have now been scrapped because they've
been put on hold.
And I hate that. And I'll tell you why. Because you can tell the story of you can tell the story of Kenny Omega and an incoming Daniel Bryan or an incoming CM Punk. Right? Like, you can tell that story without involving the world title that Kenny Omega owns.
But the problem is, before they tell that story with Punk and Bryan, they really want to tell the story with Christian Cage and Omega. You know that. That has been what's building since day one of Christian Cage going to AEW.
Yeah, but see, that's not it either. See, the veterans should be making the younger stars. Okay? At this point, Christian's in his 40s. Are we really gonna put a world title on Christian? No.
I think they will.
But why would you put a world title on Christian when you can put it on an incoming Daniel Bryan or an incoming CM Punk? Because if we're gonna go this route, then all bets are on at this point.
I have an answer for you about the Christian thing.
Go ahead, sir.
You put the title on Christian, but here's how you take the title off of Christian and put it on your new younger stars, Jungle Boy. Because Jungle Boy, you know it, I know it. We both want Adam Hangman Page to be the face of the company. We both know that Jungle Boy Jack Perry, over the next 2 or 3 years, is going to be the face of AEW.
But that's
know it, I know it, the fans know it.
But that's over the next 2 or 3 years. So let's talk about who the champions have been. We've only had 3 of them. Okay? We've only had Chris Jericho, which Jericho was the demo god. People tuned in because his name was Chris fucking Jericho.
Yeah, and you put the title on him because of his name.
Yep. And that's how it started. The story that they were telling in the scenes, however, while Chris Jericho had this title, and while he was fighting Kenny Omega, and while he was fighting
Hangman,
and while didn't he fight Pac at some point when Pac was a heel? Didn't they have a match at some point?
I think they had one, but it was non-title.
Yeah, but
he was also fighting Darby Allin.
He had Orange Cassidy. Mm-hmm. They went through all this, and they proved that this title is the best title in sports, the king of titles. Okay, because the longevity. If you're gonna have this title, you need to be able to face all comers. Okay, but then they got the man that was absolutely murdering everyone in the shadows. So all the top contenders that Chris Jericho beat, guess who else?
2020's best wrestler in the world.
Yep. Jon Moxley, right then and there. If Chris Jericho beat him, Jon Moxley beat him. Jon Moxley was the number one contender for the title for months before he fought Chris Jericho. And they were building up to it, too. They were properly building up to it.
The whole eye thing. Talk about their run in WWE.
Yep.
Talking about everything.
Yep. They made it personal to the point where you wanted Jon Moxley to absolutely murder this man, and you knew that Jon Moxley was going to murder this man when they stepped in the ring together, and that's exactly what happened. Even though Jericho got some really good shots,
it was a really good fucking match.
Yeah, but Jon fucking Moxley, okay, Jon Moxley gets this belt and takes it everywhere. Takes it to, takes it to heights. In the pandemic era, Jon Moxley was the savior to AEW. He made AEW television the most watchable. He helped lead the charge when AEW was beating NXT in the ratings.
So real quick, let's give a special shout out to three men: Jon Moxley, Johnny Gargano.
Yep. And you froze on me again. God damn it.
Three men led their companies.
Okay, you froze on me at the last part. The last man.
All right, and Drew McIntyre. During the pandemic, these three men carried their companies. And Io Shirai, she carried women's wrestling during the pandemic.
Yeah. So, of course. So, while the Jon Moxley World Heavyweight Championship situation was being done, we had the second best story in wrestling going on, which was Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, who were absolutely murdering everyone in the tag team division.
Yep.
Okay? But the story they were telling with Hangman Page was a long-term story to where Hangman Page didn't trust the Elite. But
he kept getting mad at Matt Jackson. Him and Matt Jackson have issues.
Yeah. But Kenny Omega had faith in Hangman Page at some point. Mm-hmm. Then
they brought in Matt Hardy.
Yeah. And then that whole situation with with FTR, where they played Hangman off of his emotions, and played his bullshit, and in the midst of all this, the Dark Order situation, Brody Lee was trying to recruit this man after their breakup, and then of course Brody Lee passes. So then they continued on with the story arc of showing that Hangman Page is wanted and loved by someone, and which was the Dark Order. Yep. They built this storyline.
And recently, their intro at Fight for the Fall or the Fighter Fest, this recent one where they teamed up, their entrance was amazing.
Yeah.
Where it said a cowboy is there for his friends, and his friends is there for the cowboy.
Yep.
And you have this year-long love relationship between the Dark Order and Cowboy James Storm.
Hangman Page.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking of James Storm. Oh, yeah, because he was a cult leader in TNA. Yeah. Hangman Page. You have this story being built to where you're getting guys over, like I said it when I talked about Bray Wyatt. Little Johnny, Johnny Meatman. This little fucker, he is a stocked fucking brick shithouse.
Yeah.
He's not but 5'6".
Yeah.
But he will beat your ass and suplex you out of the building.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's quicker than a fucking hiccup. He's like Pac on steroids. And Pac is a big fucking dude.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. And so they built these long-term storylines. The World Heavyweight title is built off of long-term storylines. That's why it's special. That's why the AEW World Championship is special. Now,
But that's why they have Kenny Omega doing what he's doing right now.
so the word based off of it is that not only is Hangman Page not going to be on the show, I mean not going to be in the title picture.
He's not going to be in the main event. And the reason is 5-on-5 elimination match. The Dark Order lost to the Elite.
Yeah, which you can look at it one of two ways.
Which Evil Uno showed that he can hang with Kenny Omega in that match.
Yeah. Well, I look at it one of two ways. See, ain't no way that the Dark Order was going to beat the Elite. The Elite are the Elite, okay? Mm-hmm. The Elite are essentially the Bullet Club, okay? That's who they are. So from a storyline standpoint, that in and of itself made sense. The thought process was going to be either that Hangman was going to have to run the gauntlet, which if Hangman would have ran the gauntlet, do you imagine what the pop would have been like?
It would have been fantastic. I'm not discrediting what could have happened. But what I'm saying is them putting it on hold and not letting Hangman get caught up in the rush that is CM Punk, Chris Benoit, and now potentially Bray Wyatt and whoever else the AEW is signing. Because Hangman, he is over, but he's not that big of a name yet.
But he's a big name to AEW. The fans,
I get that,
the people,
but his name in all of wrestling is dwarfed by a guy who hasn't wrestled in 8 years in Daniel fucking Bryan.
Okay, but you could still, but back to what I said previously, you can still tell this story without having the world title in the picture.
I think they did what Bill Belichick does, and that's overthink the room on this one. They were afraid that if Hangman won and say he beat Kenny at All Out for the title, that nobody would care.
Oh, everybody would care.
Oh, no. I agree with you. But I'm talking about AEW management. They got Bryan Danielson and CM Punk sitting on the cusp. And they got a guy named Adam Page who is just now being known in America.
Yes.
For what he can do.
Yes, which is exactly what they wanted. They got what they wanted. The point where if you take everything that happened right before he lost on last Wednesday, okay?
Mm-hmm.
AEW did everything that they wanted to do, and they were successful at bringing Hangman Page to the forefront. Nothing failed. Okay? If we could say that Hangman Page wasn't over, then fine. We could say that, and then we know the swerve. Because we've seen WWE do that a million times.
Yes.
Okay? That's not the case. Hangman was fucking over like the Dome in the Houston Astrodome, okay?
But then again, I think they overthink it. I think they were like, if Hangman wins, the title is going to take a dip because it's not on one of these big names that are coming into this company.
But if they do,
you got to remember though. You also got to remember it took a year for Kenny Omega to get over in America,
which was by their own fault, though.
Yes, because they weren't booking him right.
That by their own fault. When they brought Kenny Omega in, and by all accounts, they really shouldn't have. They shouldn't have. They went for a story which was awesome, and I love the story with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega.
And then you also had Kenny and Moxley. Kenny and Moxley.
Yeah, Kenny and Moxley. They had it, but we knew that Moxley had to go over Kenny because we knew that the build with John Moxley was going to have him become the world heavyweight, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. We knew that.
Him being in your annals of champions as the second champion behind Chris Jericho, that just solidified your company.
Yeah. The problem now is this. Now we remember we talked about booking yourselves into a corner?
Yeah.
This is what we have. Okay? So, either if they happen to go the Bryan Danielson or CM Punk route, it discredits everything that the AEW title stood for as far as longevity champions, story-driven longevity champions. It eliminates that whole scenario.
Unless they're coming in and will job out to Kenny Omega.
Well, that's even worse. To me, that's even worse. Because, all right, so you sign him and you say Daniel Bryan has 60, 70 some dates in this year, the work the year, right? And then CM Punk, his contract's undisclosed.
Yeah. The rumors are it's just like Daniel Bryan's.
So if you do that, if you have them lose to Kenny Omega, how can you successfully say that later on we've been pushed the story out with Hangman Page, and then now we have a possible incoming Bray Wyatt Wyndham Rotunda situation, which we also could probably lead to a incoming Braun Strowman situation, which could possibly also lead into, Eric Redbeard, Eric Rowan coming back, or Bo Dallas coming back. That's a whole nother story that has to be told, which probably, okay, fine, which is probably why they got a second show to begin with AEW Rampage.
Yeah,
fine.
Rampage starting.
That's fine. But if I'm gonna book this for you, this is really how this should have happened. Hangman Adam Page should have ran the gauntlet and won this match. Okay?
All right.
You could have pushed off a tag team title match because Evil Uno and Stu Grayson are an excellent tag team. Probably the most entertaining tag team in AEW, point blank period.
I would honestly rather see Silver and the other dude take on the Young Bucks and Uno and Grayson.
Well, Uno and Grayson were ranked a lot higher. They were number one
contenders. And that's because John Silver was injured for a while.
Yeah. But what could have happened is that leading up to the title match, it could have been the Elite could have taken out the Dark Order. I honestly think that the 4 members of the Elite could have taken out the Dark Order very easily. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, they did get Uno and them over during that match.
Yeah. But that's why I said Uno and Grayson have always been legitimately awesome.
Yeah. Uno's a great talker too.
Yeah, especially if you've watched AEW Dark. Or
even if you go back to his GCW days. Yeah. Uno's always been good.
Yeah. They have that. So, but the problem is now, I'm gonna book. Let me go back to booking this one. So no Dark Order. Hangman's got to go on his own, and there's gonna be shenanigans because they're the fucking Elite. When they get close to losing, the shenanigans come into play. And lights go out, and pop in Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Take out the Elite. Hangman Page goes over. And they could have ended up being masked. And then you can have a saga where CM Punk or Daniel Bryan could end up costing Kenny Omega every single one of those titles. Have them go to Impact. The hell, cost them the title. Go to AAA in Mexico. Have them lose the title. And it tells a long-term story, which then you lead, who the fuck is costing me these fucking belts? CM fucking Punk. Or Daniel fucking Bryan. And now we have a long-ass arc that you called yourself the best in the world. Well, bitch, I'm the best in the world. And I just cost you everything. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Now we have this long-ass saga with CM Punk and Kenny Omega without no title needed. And then meanwhile, Hangman Page goes on his reign supreme as the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. But, I mean, it's too bad we don't have a Vince McMahon in the building, you know what I'm saying, to counteract it. But, hey, man.
Sure we do. His name is Cody Rhodes, and I'll talk about him in a minute.
And that could have been another thing that would have been that. So, back to that. Oh, that's going to be a fun one.
So, I actually have something for you, though.
Yeah.
How about this? Okay, I know you're upset about Hangman getting put on the back burner here.
Yeah.
How about this for a better story, though? That might make you happy. How about Hangman's redemption story continues, okay? He beats Punk and Bryan and then beats Omega.
Do you know how long that would take?
About 6 months.
Long term? I don't know, man. Hey.
No, with the way AEW works, with their wins matter,
yeah.
About 6 months. Because it doesn't have to be a story with Bryan and Punk. You just need Hangman to go over those two.
But my problem is that I personally cannot feasibly, as the guy that runs AEW, Especially if you're gonna put these men in the front, can have them feasibly have Hangman Page beat them in the
Hangman can hang with them, especially CM Punk.
Yeah,
we don't know what kind of shape he's going to be in.
Yeah, but in the situation that they've put Hangman in now, I can't feasibly see that.
It'd be the rising of the Phoenix, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it. They done fucked up.
But I do in my heart of hearts think Christian Cage will be the next AEW champion.
Which that shouldn't happen either. Because like I said, if they're gonna do that, then at that point, you might as well put the belt on Daniel Bryan.
I think that's where they transitioned. I think that's where they transitioned to Jungle Boy, though.
But see, but Jungle Boy, I think the story with Jungle Boy is gonna be the fact that every time that he goes after the title, he comes this fucking close. And that's been the narrative. That Jungle Boy has always been this fucking close to being either the heavyweight champion or the tag team champion or the fucking or the TNT champion. They can't, for some reason, he can't win the big one. That is always going to be Jungle Boy's thing. And I think 1 year, 2 years from now, 1 year now, I think if they go 1 year, 1.5 years, they could pull that one off. I think they could even pull that off with Miro.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about him real quick. So he debuted with the worst gimmick ever in AEW. But now that he's God's champion, we are seeing the real Miro here.
Yeah. Miro has some of the best promos. Did you give me a picture of Miro? Did you give me one?
No, I didn't. I didn't give you one.
Why? Why did you?
Because he wasn't on the docket. I didn't think we were going to get into his stuff, but we'll talk about it here. You can put up the AEW picture since we're actually talking about all of AEW right now.
Yes, there we go.
Go ahead and put up the AEW picture. So, what they're doing right now with Lance Archer is fantastic. Him dethroning Jon Moxley for the New Japan US title was a shock, but I think it needed to happen in order for Moxley to move on in his career.
Yeah. Well, Moxley's big plan, he's going to Japan. He wants Tanahashi
now.
Yeah.
Because Tanahashi's been ducking him.
Yep.
Now Archer is fighting Tanahashi next week. So I think that's where Moxley's going to get his hands on Tanahashi.
Yep. I think that part is, this partnership is pretty awesome with the New Japan.
Impact and all of them.
Mm-hmm. That Forbidden Door is something else. Or as Jon Moxley likes to say, he is the Forbidden Door. Okay.
Yeah, he said, I'm kicking that motherfucker off the hinges. That's what the fuck Jon Moxley said. Him and Sami Callihan are going to end up being Impact Tag Team Champions by the end of this shit. I have a feeling.
But I also think that things like what has happened with what's happened in WWE, because remember initially they talked about a partnership with New Japan, and I think the recent stuff that's happened,
that other Khan fucked it from what I'm understanding.
Yep.
The guy who's releasing all these superstars from WWE right now.
Yes. Which is leading me into my next segue. I talked about this on a website that I like to comment on and conversate with people on. Shout out to CagesideSeats.com. I asked the question and I said that I think at some point WWE is no longer a wrestling company.
No, they're an entertainment company.
Yeah, they are strictly an entertainment company who happens to provide a vehicle, which is wrestling. Remember how many times that we've seen Vince McMahon try to become, or at least showcase themselves as an elite sports competition by signing deals with ESPN. Remember at some point WWE was making films, and WWE actually recently on the low, without advertising, was making some pretty decent films.
Yeah, See No Evil was still one of the best horror movies you'll see.
Yeah, it's on low key, especially recently, low key, they have their name on some shit.
Mm-hmm. They got a record label too.
Yeah, so wrestling is what draws eyes to their brand. But they don't care about the wrestling.
I think some in the company do. Some do.
No, the wrestlers.
Not all. Not all.
The guys that used to wrestle and the wrestlers.
Yeah, the guy who's running NXT.
Wrestling. Yeah, they care about wrestling. The guy that runs the company, Nick Khan, doesn't give a shit about wrestling. Why do you think they try to hire writers that don't know shit about wrestling?
Yeah, when I seen that story about that writer not knowing who Bobby Lashley was, I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. I'll tell you what the fuck is going on. One of two things are going on. Either they're trying to sell the company,
which a lot of people are saying they're trying to sell to NBC, which is why the network got put on Peacock.
Yeah. Or my thought about this is that nobody knows what they're doing. No, the identity is lost now. Because yes, while we're doing budget cuts, and while we are, not selling our souls, as they say, or let me phrase that: while we are selling our souls, they're selling their souls. The only people that are suffering are the wrestlers, the fans. Well, the fans right now are happy that wrestling is back.
Yeah, because for years, WWE has jammed down our throats that Raw is the A show. Raw is the A show. Mm-hmm. Raw has not been good in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
The best things on Raw were The Fiend and Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
And the Hurt Business, and you broke them up.
Yep.
SmackDown is very good.
Yep.
Between the Academy, what Roman Reigns is doing, what the Usos are doing. But NXT has still been the most consistent performing that is under the WWE name.
Yeah. Imagine this. Imagine having a wrestling company having 3 vastly different shows. But the question is it done on accident or is it done on purpose?
And you got to look at that. The wrestler, his show's doing the best.
Yeah. Think about this. Roman Reigns, critically acclaimed, also a movie star. To the point, and they made it to the point where another critically acclaimed movie star, John Cena, is fighting him at the main event of SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam, yes.
Okay. They gave Bobby Lashley 50-something-year-old Goldberg. Oh, no, 60-something-year-old Goldberg. Excuse me. They gave the almighty Bobby Lashley, who went from being a heel to even now somewhat of a tweener now.
He went from being a joke heel.
Yeah, to a tweener. But now he's fighting Goldberg.
But if he beats up Goldberg, I think that'll make Bobby Lashley a fan favorite.
But you see how they've now booked themselves into another corner. Because after Goldberg, then what? We've seen what he did to Keith Lee. And we just watched wrestling this Tuesday. Keith Lee and Karrion Kross have a whole thing going now.
Go ahead, throw the Karrion Kross picture up real quick. we have to get this out of the way right now. Right fucking now.
Right, he said right now, right fucking now.
Let me know what is up.
Oh my! And it's up, and it's up, and it's up, and it's stuck, sir.
Okay, so this man I don't know what side of me he's on. Karrion Kross, the NXT World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
This man is still undefeated in NXT.
Yep.
His first night on Raw, he loses to Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy put his feet on the ropes, and it's a very heelish dick move. So it came out what the story was actually going to be for this, and it makes sense. Because if you notice, 3 weeks in a row, Karrion Kross has not had Scarlett with him on Raw.
Yeah.
It's only been him.
Yeah.
And that's been a mistake, because him and Scarlett are a complete package. They need to be together.
Yeah.
For that gimmick to work, they need to be together.
Yep.
So the story was Jeff Hardy was actually going to beat Karrion Kross again the week after. And Karrion Kross would become a madman, go crazy.
Uh-huh.
And Scarlett would be brought in to calm him down and get him back on track.
Get him focused.
I'm okay with that. I was okay with that story until Jeff Hardy got COVID.
He caught the vid.
The week after, you bring back Keith Lee, who people have been jonesing for, but due to the name, legal shit with the name, and him getting sick himself, hasn't been around. And what happens? Yeah, Bobby Lashley destroy him. You have Karrion Kross choke him out.
Yep.
Okay. Karrion Kross is 1-1. Maybe he's going to go on his winning streak now. Because of the fan backlash of Keith Lee losing his return 2 matches, they put him over Karrion Kross cleanly. A man that he's actually, if you want to look back in their independent days, he has never beaten Killer Kross or Karrion Kross in his career.
Yeah.
But they put him over Karrion Kross cleanly. And the fans seem very uninterested in Karrion Kross. And this is because you're trying to sell a package with a piece missing.
Yeah.
From what I understood until recently, they were going to put Scarlett on SmackDown as a wrestler. They were going to completely break these two up.
See, Karrion Kross, to me, I know y'all going to hate when I say this. People are going to get pissed off when I say this. Or they might agree with me when I say this. You know who Karrion Kross to me is on the main roster? Hercules Hernandez.
Thank you.
He looks good.
He's even wearing the fucking Spartan pants like Hercules used to.
Yeah. Look, great package. Looks great on TV.
No personality.
No personality.
And don't get us wrong. Karrion Kross is a top-notch wrestler and performer.
Oh, yeah. Without a fucking doubt. But presentation is everything.
You need Scarlett there. You need the TikTok. You need the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scarlett doesn't talk a whole lot. But her being there adds something to Karrion Kross.
Her sinister ways, her movements, the way that she puts herself around Karrion Kross basically like the head of the table, no pun intended.
Yep.
Right? Like she looks like that she's the one controlling Karrion Kross. That's what makes this work.
And that's where Impact fucked up. When they had both of them on the roster, they never put them together. Karrion ran roughshod over there. Killer Kross ran roughshod in Impact.
Yeah.
But he never got his personality over.
No.
Why? Because you kept his real-life wife away from him.
Yeah. But his personality is intertwined with Scarlett.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same token, Scarlett, to me, as a solo person, doesn't make any sense either.
I mean, she is a good wrestler, but
I'm not saying that she's not a good wrestler. It doesn't make any sense.
She's not seasoned.
Who are you going to put her against?
Over on SmackDown, Bianca Belair, but you got Sasha Banks over there. There's no way in hell Scarlett Bordeaux beats Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair.
Exactly.
Or Carmella.
Exactly.
You know?
And now go back, or let's say if you put her on Raw. You think Scarlett would be buried by Charlotte Flair faster than you can say woo, okay?
Oh, and I have something real happy to talk about in that situation, too. Because last night on Raw made me so fucking happy. Yeah. We'll get to that here in a bit.
We'll get to that there. But that's what... See, Hercules Hernandez was boring as fuck until Paul Roma came around.
And when they were vicious and delicious, yes. Oh. Power and glory.
Power and glory.
Power and glory.
Won the titles and became great.
And they had Slick as their manager. Slick was their talking piece. Because neither one of those two could cut a promo.
Nope. But that's what Scarlett is. Scarlett is Paul Roma and Slick, all wrapped in one for Karrion Kross.
Because, like I said, there's no beats about it. Karrion Kross is a top-notch fucking performer.
Yeah.
This man will probably go on to be a WWE Hall of Famer. Yeah. This dude, he is legit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'll even, for those that are card familiar, I'll give you a card to compare Karrion Kross to. He is a Hyundai Genesis. Okay? If I tell you the word Hyundai Genesis, the first word you think of is Hyundai. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, it's a fucking Hyundai. I'm not going to buy this shit. What the fuck is this shit? Okay? A Hyundai Genesis can outperform, I'd say, 95% of cars that are out there. And yet, it's not, it's down on it because you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a fucking Hyundai. Okay? See, Scarlett, on the other hand, is the Genesis brand name where they changed it from Hyundai to Genesis. Now you take it seriously because of the word Genesis. Genesis is a luxury brand. Now you pay attention. Now you're like, holy fuck, I never realized that this person was so fucking awesome. But if you strip the Genesis away and call it a Hyundai, you wouldn't pay attention to it. That's my car analogy for today.
That's a 5K beater.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't pay attention unless somebody told you. And that's what Karrion Kross is. And that's, without Scarlett, nobody's paying attention.
But I mean, I'm okay with them going forward with him losing as long as he gets his comeuppance on Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Here in the end, because I love Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy to death.
Yeah.
But you should not put him over Karrion Kross.
Not at all. Not at all. Which it sucks because he comes back with the new music, and you knew that he had to win. You can't come back with his new old music.
Then you put him in there. Then you put him in there with the other guy they're calling up, Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Not Killer Kross.
Yeah. Which goes back to what I said, booking themselves into a corner.
So I'm okay with, I wasn't as bad as everybody with the Karrion Kross loss to Jeff Hardy because I've seen it and I found out what the story was going to be.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too upset. Yes, it didn't make no goddamn sense. But then last night I know people, Keith Lee is amazing.
Yeah.
Keith Lee is 45. All right, let's be real here. Keith Lee is 45. He's getting up there in age. He's a bigger guy. The dude is amazing in the ring. He really is.
Yeah.
He has a personality, but as you can tell, the WWE is not letting him show that personality.
No, but people love his personality.
Yes.
But see, NXT, and
throw up the NXT graphic because we're going to talk about things over here in a minute anyway.
Yeah, throw up the NXT footage. Let's see. Let's get your NXT graphic here, sir.
Yes, because we got NXT 36 coming up. I think it's the night before SummerSlam, and it is being headlined by two main events. We got Karrion Kross taking on the returning Samoa Joe, and we have the match that is going to steal the night and just make people have heart attacks. Walter, the longest reigning NXT UK champ in history, and in the modern era, the longest reigning champion in WWE history, Walter taking on Eli Dragovich.
I have some bad news, sir. Your the graphic that you gave me for NXT is not compatible with our system.
Fuck it. Okay, so we got NXT 36 coming up. Sorry, you just get to deal with us, okay?
Yay!
So tonight on NXT we have Roderick Strong with the Diamond Mine taking on Bobby Fish.
Yep.
We have Dakota Kai is going to be answering to what she did to Raquel Gonzalez.
Yep.
Last week. So leading into TakeOver, they only have the 2 matches signed so far, but you look at it overall, you're looking at Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole again.
Yep.
For their rubber match.
Yep.
And Adam's Cole contract expires that night, so he's another guy you might end up in AEW since his wife works there. And she is the women's champion over there.
Did you hear that Canyon Seaman
He got fired because he had to sign Adam Cole. Because he has not been able to reach a contract agreement with Mr. Cole. Adam Cole, baby. This man lost his job. And that tells me that Vince McMahon knows, and I know people hate this comparison, that Adam Cole is as good and has the potential to be Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that man who got fired worked for the WWE for quite a long time.
Yes, Canyon Seaman worked for a long time. And now the hilarious part about this is that we kind of know how this is going to go. I bet you tomorrow that this is going to be announced as a loser leaves WWE.
A loser leaves NXT match because Kyle O'Reilly re-signed a 3-year deal. Kyle O'Reilly's excellent in NXT.
Yeah.
Very underrated. I can't wait till they actually put some singles gold on him.
Yeah.
But Adam Cole, though, and I mentioned Johnny Gargano earlier, during the pandemic era, Adam Cole was the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
His work with Pat McAfee and all that stuff carried NXT through the pandemic.
Yeah. See, they should have pulled the trigger. They should have pulled the trigger on what you call them a long time ago to the main roster. They really should have brought oh my god.
The Undisputed Era?
Yeah.
Because 2 years ago when they dominated Survivor Series.
Yeah. That is when they should have pulled the trigger. At the end of War Games when they lost, that is when they should have pulled the trigger.
And then they came over and they dominated on fucking Survivor Series? Yes.
Yeah. That's when they should have pulled the trigger on bringing them over to the main roster. Now
Adam Cole straight up beat Daniel Bryan. He beat Rey Mysterio. And he beat somebody else, Randy Orton, in 3 nights on the main roster.
Yep. Adam fucking Cole. That told you the faith that they had in Adam fucking Cole.
Oh, and he didn't win by bullshit. He beat them cleanly without the Undisputed Era at ringside.
Exactly.
And Daniel Bryan was the heavyweight champion at this time.
Yep. Listen. It sucks now. I think that if they would have did that and had run Undisputed Era, run roughshod through the WWE, especially on a show like SmackDown, they would have not had to worry about Adam Cole not signing a contract. Adam Cole would have signed the big money contract, and then probably he would still be there. Now
you would have theoretically got the Undisputed Era against the Hurt Business, which would have been amazing.
Yeah, would have been beautiful. Now we have one dude that's in another group. We have Adam Cole on his own, Kyle O'Reilly on his own. Bobby Fish is teaming with somebody now. I forget who came to help Bobby Fish.
No, I think him and Kushida are going to be a tag team for a bit while they're doing this Diamond Mine thing. And Kushida needs more respect put on his name too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, I'm not
saying as the cruiserweight champion, that motherfucker's been putting in work.
Yeah, but we I felt that at the sacrifice of, because I thought to myself, Bobby Fish was going to be the lost one in this one because he was injury prone.
Yes,
but now we have Roderick Strong join another group.
Which is fine, because Roddy was the one who wasn't in the Undisputed Era. He got put in there because of just the Ring of Honor ties.
Well, he did it because of Bobby Fish's injury.
Yeah, that's why that all happened. That's why all that happened. And that's, and they have some weird pairings right now in NXT, because you got MSK, who's probably one of the best tag teams in the world.
Yeah.
Doing this thing. Now with Danny Burch being hurt, you got Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan teaming up.
Yep.
Which is fine. They just brought back what's his name? The big English dude. The one who tried to murder Johnny Gargano.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
But he's with them right now.
Rich Holland.
Then you have Rich Holland, who's a beast.
Yeah.
You have him going right now. You have what I think is one of the weirdest but the best tag team in NXT is Thatcher and Ciampa.
Yeah.
Because they just beat the shit out of you. That's all they do.
Yeah. I mean, we had that. Thatcher and Ciampa, I would have already pulled the trigger on them being the tag team champions because they're absolutely over with that crowd, with that NXT crowd.
But so is MSK, so I understand why they have it, because MSK is so good.
Yeah.
And then you got the stupid LA Knight Cameron Grimes shit going on.
That's hilarious, but it's also entertaining. It's probably one of the best, most entertaining, one of the funny, entertaining things going on.
Yeah. And that's actually getting Cameron Grimes over as a face, which is what he needed to be.
Yeah. It's a redemption arc. It's a nice redemption arc for him. It makes sense.
Grizzled young veterans are really fucking good too.
Yeah. GYV. They're great.
They're fighting LA Knight and Cameron Grimes tonight.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. NXT tells these compelling stories. There's not a non-compelling story. The only one I've been trying to figure out is the beef between the Legado del Fantasma and the fucking Hit Row Records.
Okay, so
beef.
What that was when because originally Bronson Reed was supposed to drop the title to what's his name? From Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah,
the leader. He was supposed to drop the title to him. Bronson Reed got hurt, which is why they put the title on Swerve.
Yeah.
And somehow, in like 2 weeks' time, Hit Row would become faces. Yeah. Where Swerve was one of the most hated heels in NXT for about a year.
No, you're right.
And I think it's because Legado del Fantasma are such good shit-eating heels, which I'm glad Zema Ion actually became a good wrestler, and his tag team partner, they're both down in the dumps before my man came over. But that's going to be a fun feud to watch.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is. I'm not saying that it's not.
Which will culminate in probably war games between the two factions.
Yeah.
Which I'm here for. Because I don't see AJ just yeet somebody.
Yeet season, bitch. Yeet season.
And you got to give props up to the Adonis, too. Because he was flailing on 205 Live after he lost his Cruiserweight title match.
Yeah.
But he's fantastic in Hit Row as that unhinged guy.
Yeah. But I like it. I like Hit Row as a whole. They put the perfect 4 people together to make Hit Row. And Hit Row is no longer faces and they're not heels. They're not faces and they're not heels now. People are cheering them, but they're not faces. You know
they're just going out there to whoop somebody's ass. That's what the fuck they're going to do.
Yeah.
You see, Swerve Scott, if people don't know who Isaiah Swerve Scott is, y'all need to do some homework. Go ahead and pull up Lucha Underground kill shot footage.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull up, Premiere, and watch Isaiah Swerve Scott. Dude is amazing.
You're going to find out how psycho this dude is, I'm telling you.
Yes.
All right. So now for our last subject for the day.
So we have 2 subjects.
We have 2?
Yes.
Which one?
We'll talk about SummerSlam last. So let's talk about the quote unquote inadvertent.
No. Let's talk about SummerSlam. Because
Okay,
we gotta
so you
end
want
this
to
on a funny note.
The other shit last?
Yes.
All right, so pull up the graphic for SummerSlam. Hopefully that's compatible. SummerSlam is here in Las Vegas this year, and who knows if it's actually going to have fans because of the Delta variant is raising hell here in Las Vegas.
Raising all kinds of holy hell. What?
Because guess what? On the 4th of July, people were like, COVID don't exist anymore.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what COVID said, too. I took that. I took that offended me.
He said, I took that personally. Yeah.
Exactly. So, we already talked about the 2 main events. We have Roman Reigns and Cena, which I'm actually looking forward to. I haven't looked forward to a John Cena match in a long time. Which I hope they don't put the title on Cena just to break Nature Boy's record, since Nature Boy was just released by the WWE. But I can see Vince being spiteful and doing it.
Petty. He ain't got no alibi.
He petty. And Goldberg, Lashley, if Lashley does not dominate this man or win the match, I will not watch Raw anymore.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Bobby Lashley is probably one of the best workers in the business. They pushed this hard to take the title off of Drew McIntyre. See, this is the problem. Didn't Drew McIntyre fight Goldberg?
Drew McIntyre beat Goldberg.
Okay.
At WrestleMania. No, not WrestleMania. At the Royal Rumble.
Okay. So let's do these mental gymnastics. Drew McIntyre beats Goldberg.
Yeah.
But what if Bobby Lashley loses to Goldberg?
But if that's the case, then Drew McIntyre could actually get a title shot because now not to face Lashley for the title anymore.
And then Goldberg goes on a historic run like Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre.
No.
That's what's going to happen.
No.
We don't want it to happen, but that's what's going to happen, unfortunately.
If they do that, I want Otis just to murder Goldberg. Even though Otis is on SmackDown. Just fucking kill him. Get rid of Goldberg. I loved him when he was coming up. I don't like what they did with him with The Fiend. And I don't think he should be like this, and it's all to get his son into the business. That's what this all is.
I mean, yeah.
Because his son just signed a developmental deal with WWE. Which gave us that weird moment last night where Goldberg gave MVP the softest spear I've ever seen.
That's because MVP is still kind of fragile, you know.
I get that, but still, if somebody out there bad-mouthing my kid, I'm laying the motherfucker out.
But you can't do that, okay? But also, none of that should have even happened to begin with. But you can't do that.
Would you like to know what my prediction is for that match?
Fuck all?
No. Goldberg and Bobby Lashley beat the hell out of each other, okay? Big E cashes in on Lashley and becomes the champion.
I'm here for it.
And then rejoins his brothers on Raw, and the New Day is back.
I'm here for it. And then we have a little bit of a jealousy fit with Xavier Woods, one of his shot.
Well, not only that, you also have the arc of Lashley and MVP against Kofi and Xavier, which has been building for months.
Yeah. That would be interesting. Big E comes and wins the title.
From either one of them, from Lashley, and if Goldberg wins, especially, Big E comes out and cashes in on this motherfucker and puts Goldberg down.
Yeah,
I would love that. That would blow the roof of Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing that'll save it if Goldberg wins.
Exactly.
Goldberg wins. So
either that or the lights go out and you hear, "Let me in," and the Fiend just in the ring just takes Goldberg.
Now here you go. You ready for this one? I'm gonna book this one. Okay. So Kofi and Xavier Woods befriend Goldberg and say, You got to win this one for us, champ. You got to do it. You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to fucking do it.
You over here acting like what Kevin Owens tried to join the New Day and then turned on him a week later.
You got to do it, guy. Come on. Matter of fact, the New Day helps Goldberg wins. And then they hoist him on their shoulders. And then you get the Triple H thumbs down. And then the New Day takes...
Las Vegas! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your money in the bank holder and feel the power!
Exactly. And that would be beautiful.
You know, when Big E actually wins this title, if he wins the title, it's going to... I don't think it'll eclipse Kofi Mania, but it'll be up there.
The way that they've built Big E, I don't think it. The problem is that I think he needs more building. After the shit, between the shit that happened with Apollo Crews and the shit with Aleister Black, that he needs.
Aleister Black came in, hit this motherfucker, and got fired.
Yep. and because of that, that's where I'm at with that one. So, yeah.
But I would love to see if Big E leads SummerSlam. I'll be happy. If he leaves SummerSlam champion. It looks like we actually had a cool moment on SmackDown this week. We had Sasha Banks made a return.
Yeah.
And was actually a very well done swerve on this one.
Yes.
Because she came out, because her and Bianca, they were awesome at the ESPYs together. And being all lovey-dovey, they beat Carmella and Zelina Vega, who has not won a match since she's come back to the WWE. They beat them, and then they're hugging and everything. And then what happens? The boss says it's boss time, backstabber, and makes Bianca cry while in the bank statement.
Are you surprised?
Like she was wretched on this girl so hard.
Are you surprised? Listen, if there's one thing that I've learned about the Four Horsewomen, is that you can't trust any of them.
Trusting Sasha Banks to actually think that she was going to be good was like trusting Kevin Owens 4 years ago.
You can't.
Well, trusting the Big Show at any pay-per-view.
Those four women have tried to kill each other. They've tagged with each other and then eventually tried to kill each other.
And now with Bayley out the injury.
Yeah, you can't trust any of them. But that's the whole point. You can't trust them. Bayley backstabbed Charlotte to win the belt. But remember, she got cashed in. You can't trust.
We're still going to talk about that. What I loved about Raw last night. Probably the only thing I loved about Raw last night.
Yeah.
But also on SmackDown, we have some very interesting stuff going on with the Academy and the Street Profits.
Yep.
I was questionable about what they're doing with Otis, but seeing what he's done is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, Otis is absolutely turning more and more into a monster every week.
You see, if this Otis won the Money in the Bank, I could see this Otis being champion.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Goofy Otis being champion.
No.
This Otis, yes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
What else we got going on? We got Sami Zayn has now been targeted by Finn Balor.
Yep.
They need to stop. They need to tell Finn Balor to stop smiling because I don't want that to happen again.
No, I don't want smiling Finn Balor. I need the Prince.
Yes, I need the Prince.
I need a Prince who gives zero fucks about anybody and doesn't trust anybody. That's what I need in my life. And if we don't get that, we're gonna be screwed.
And I think we're going to now have Baron Corbin and Finn Balor in a story, with Baron coming out and attacking him before the contract signing.
Yeah, so we know that's
going to
go down.
Because Baron Corbin is actually one of the best character works they're doing right now.
Yeah. But what they need to do, somebody needs to put some shit on the line. I would make it a number one contenders match, a guaranteed main event contract. That way it motivates Baron Corbin because there's money involved. And see, speaking of which, I like that little tidbit because everybody's like, well, you're the king. What does being the king mean? They talk about the extra paycheck. Yep. You know what I'm saying? The extra money in the bank, you can bank account every week. Yep. I'm glad that they mentioned that because that shows that it should motivate people to want to strive to be those things, right? Even though it's probably not true.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And Nakamura right now is knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad that they added that because it shows that there's an incentive for these guys to be great. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they needed to do because Like, why are they wrestling? We always lost about the why. Well, this nigga's the king. It's an extra paycheck involved. When you're the champion, there's an extra paycheck involved.
Because let's be real. The King of the Ring hasn't meant nothing since Sheamus won.
No, exactly.
Let's be real here.
King Sheamus' losing streak. Probably the greatest losing streak of all time.
But the King of the Ring has turned around careers. William Regal. He was a jobber until he won King of the Ring.
Yep.
Then he went on a reign of terror that was second to none.
Yes.
Booker T, when he became King of the Ring, totally turned around his career.
King
Booker! But this is the first time in his career Baron Corbin has been relatable.
Yeah. But now we're probably gonna run back Usos versus Mysterios for SummerSlam.
So this is good for Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Did you watch a video package of Edge and Rey Mysterio talking to Dominic? Because it was the first time he actually performed in front of fans was this past SmackDown.
Yep.
And that little video package was cool. Because, Edge is his godfather. And it's like, Edge is so happy for this kid.
Yeah.
So we got Dominic and Rey probably taking on the Usos, more than likely in the pre-show at SummerSlam for the tag titles. Speaking of Edge is hard embroiled in this. What I can't wait to see a dream match with him and Seth Rollins.
Oh, the roof is gonna go off on this place when these two go at it. We got that one.
Who do you think should challenge Apollo? Shinsuke, Cesaro, Finn. Who do you think should be next for Apollo?
All of them in the ladder match. All the above in the ladder match.
Or Kevin Owens.
All the above in the ladder match. Put the belt up there. Y'all motherfuckers can't get it. Or we do a 6-pack challenge. Last pin wins, okay? We haven't had one of those in a minute.
I had one of those. The attitude era.
Oh, yeah, that'll be beautiful. The madness, baby. The madness.
The Dirty Dogs have been good.
Yeah.
Dolph and Robert Roode, they both needed that.
Yeah. But then let's go back to Raw real quick because I know we got to talk about Nikki Ash.
Yes.
Charlotte Flair. And Rhea Ripley.
Okay, so Rhea Ripley is fantastic. I love her work. She is awesome in the ring. Mm-hmm. I don't like the fact that Charlotte has beaten her twice for titles. That bothers me a little bit.
Twice for titles, all main event pay-per-views. Yes, I know. Yes.
Especially the NXT one bothers me more than the Raw Women's title one did. Because Rhea was doing special things on NXT.
Yeah.
When that happened.
Yep.
And yes, it was all the lead up to Io Shirai winning the title, so they made it work. But what they're doing right now with Nikki Cross, ASH, almost a superhero, has been amazing. Nobody thought that this was actually going to work.
You know what, though? I did. Let me tell you why.
You know me. I'm a big fan of Nikki Cross. I love Nikki Cross.
I think that I knew that it was going to work. One, because they didn't advertise Nikki Cross as a superhero. They very strictly mentioned that almost superhero. They basically did it on purpose to make it not seem like that she was an actual superhero, but it was to make people believe that if you follow your dreams and
you can accomplish.
Unless
your name is Ricochet.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That to me was like, okay, now I know that they're actually gonna be serious about this gimmick, because. So hold on, wait. So let me get to it.
I got you.
So also, the WWE also likes to sell masks.
Yes.
They have a penchant of selling masks. Okay, if they can get a bunch of girls interested in wearing masks, and they have a vehicle to do it with, because nobody else was going to take that on. Think Alexa Bliss was going to take that on in the middle of her Fiend gimmick? No. You think that Charlotte? Hell fucking no. Sasha? No. Carmella? No. Eva
Bianca?
Marie?
No.
Bianca? No. Nobody. There is, up until Nikki became Nikki ASH, there was absolutely, positively no selfless women wrestlers that you could actually look up to.
Yeah, the only one turned heel about 3 years ago, and her name is Bayley.
Yes. And there it is.
So, this no-holds-barred match that Charlotte and Nikki had on Monday night, that showed, I have a feeling it showed the world, because I've heard I've talked to a few people about it. It showed the world what Nikki Cross is actually made of.
Yes.
Because we saw it when she took on Asuka in NXT.
Yeah.
But since coming up to the main roster, she's been kind of questionable.
Yeah. But I have to ask the question. If you would have told me 6 months ago that somebody was going to fight Nikki Cross in a no-holds-barred match, I would have prayed for that individual that was going to do it. Because, listen, even though Nikki Cross, they didn't have her as the
mental patient.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Listen, Nikki Cross, when she needs to snap, she'll snap.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, God have mercy on the soul that has to fight Nikki Cross in a no-holds-barred match.
If you guys haven't watched it yet, go back a few years. Asuka versus Nikki Cross, NXT Pinfalls Count Anywhere.
Yes.
You will see what Nikki Cross did to the undefeated Asuka.
Yeah. Yeah. This is also the same woman that smiled when she was in the Kirifuda lock, the Kirifuda clutch of Shayna Baszler, bleeding and shit. Smiling.
She sat down in front of Shayna Baszler and told her to put it on her.
Yeah. Yes. That was probably the most beautiful moments in NXT. And that's the whole point, right? But this particular iteration of Nikki Cross, Nikki ASH, it's a breath of fresh air. It's the first fully positive female that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, since Bayley.
Since Bayley. She's an inspiration. She is awesome. She is amazing. And it's something that we needed. That's how I knew that since we were going with this, that it was going to be successful. My problem is now is some dumb shit's going to happen where she's going to lose the belt to Eva Marie.
All right, so let's get to this topic here. The WWE talks about budget cuts. And they bring back this fitness model who still can't wrestle.
Yeah.
They pair her with one of the top women wrestlers in the world, Piper Niven. Yes, I want people to know her name. Her name is Piper Niven.
Yeah.
And watch NXT UK. This girl is dominant.
Yeah.
She is one of the top women wrestlers in the world. Now you call her Dewdrop and she's Eva Marie's bitch? So this all started... Okay, so on Eva Marie's re-debut, they had her pitted up against Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka agreed to do the job for Piper Niven because she respects Piper Niven.
Yeah.
They did not tell Asuka that Eva Marie was going to get credited for the victory. Hence why the following week, Asuka knocked out Eva Marie and got her win back.
Yeah.
You don't do that to Asuka.
No.
Okay, so now you have Alexa Bliss and Lily messing with Eva Marie and Dewdrop. It pains me even to say that name. But if Eva Marie is not only... Eva Marie is only there because she's a pretty face. And you can hate her. You can easily hate her. But if they're not using her as a vehicle to get Piper Niven over, then it's a waste of money.
Which I also think is the end game, but I also think that Eva Marie comes on the cheap. Okay?
Because she's been out of the industry for a while.
Yeah, Eva Marie has been doing absolutely nothing.
Well, she has her other thing, her fitness and all that shit. She's making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, but you can sign probably 50. Well, I won't say 50. You could probably sign 20 Eva Marie's for one Bray Wyatt. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the business. And
I know, and that's what angers fans, and that's what we as fans need to understand.
Yeah. And they'll take that all day long. If we already have Piper in the contract, if we got to use Eva Marie as a vehicle and pay her 1/20th of a Bray Wyatt, sure, why not? Fuck it.
Because you honestly, this can only be used to get Piper over. People in America don't know much about Piper Niven.
Yeah.
They don't know how dominant she can be and how good she is.
Yeah.
But I think they saw it because in that match with Asuka, she was on full display.
Yeah.
And even last night against Tamina. Yes, Tamina got the dub, but that was because of Eva Marie.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling that they're going to take the tag titles off of Natalya and Tamina due to the fact that Natalya is going to be out for a couple months and put them on Niven and Eva Marie.
Oh, they actually sped up the timeline. She's actually only going to be out for maybe less than a month.
But they still might do it because SummerSlam.
You think Vince really cares about the women's tag titles? I don't.
I think he should care about Tamina and Natalya because, let's be honest here, Tamina, you know I'm a fan, but she has not had the most blessed career when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is the first time in her career that she's actually beating herself and winning and actually showing what she's capable of.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, that's fine. I still don't think that Vince gives a shit about the women's tag team titles. I really don't.
No, and honestly, if they take it off of Natalia and Tamina, they need to put it on Tegan and Shotzi anyway. So, because Tegan and Shotzi are the future of your women's division.
Yeah, yeah. But even at that, I still don't think that Vince gives a shit about the women's tag team titles.
No, you're right.
I just, my whole thing is this: he had the Iconics on contract, and he didn't give a shit. He had the women's tag team.
That still hurts.
At some point, and I think the reason why Baszler and Jax had it for so long, or at least got him back, was because of what's his name, Reggie. I think he's high on Reggie because
Reggie does special things. That's why.
I just think that Reggie. I think he saw a Cirque du Soleil. And was like, I want that guy.
And that's exactly what Reggie is.
That guy, give him to me now. Does he like wrestling? That's a bonus. You know what I'm saying?
He can flip everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like Ricochet, but we just don't got to pay him a lot of money.
Exactly. He's 1/20th of a Ricochet. Bring him here.
And I am happy that they're giving Ricochet more of a chance now.
I'm glad that they're giving Mansoor.
Please don't
Ali
derail him like you tried to before. Don't fucking do it.
Like I said, I'm glad that they're giving Mansoor and Ali a chance. Mansoor's been sitting on the roster for fucking 5-6 years.
Yep.
Kicking
it. Only wrestling in Saudi Arabia at 2 shows a year.
Yeah, exactly. So now that we fully shamed everything that's going on in the wrestling, there's one last shaming to do, sir.
Yes, sir. Let me know when that beautiful bead footage is up, because I want to bring this one in.
We got the final shaming. It's the final shaming. Nigga.
All right, so hopefully by now you see it next to us. We had a match between Chris Jericho and a deathmatch legend who nobody thought they would ever see on TV in America.
That guy.
Nick Gage. This man had actually died in a wrestling ring and was brought back to life 8 minutes later and tried to go back to the ring to wrestle.
Yes.
So during this match, and keep in mind here, on the Impact pay-per-view 2 weeks prior, Sami Callihan did things to Kenny Omega that even his mama shied away from. But nobody watches Impact Wrestling, so it don't really matter.
Although it has been wonderful.
Impact has been great. Impact has been really good.
These last
and no way Jose's there now too? Yeah. I was like, oh, wait, Jose. Okay, anyway. So you look at this image. You see Nick Gage over top of Chris Jericho with a pizza cutter in his hand and a Domino's Pizza logo next to them.
Yes.
AEW must have forgotten which ads ran at certain times when they went to their picture-in-picture. Because during this moment, a Domino's Pizza ad aired while he was doing this to Chris Jericho and licking the blood off of the pizza cutter.
Listen. If I was Domino's Pizza, I would have ran the fuck with that. No, I would have.
But Domino's is threatening to pull their partnership with AEW because of this.
Yes. We are going to reevaluate our advertising partners. Nigga, what? The only people that like your product watch wrestling. And you're going to fuck that up?
Sitting there with a motherfucking 12-pack and a fucking pizza. That's who buying your shit, though. Especially when football season's not around.
In the midst of all this, with Domino's standing on the highest of high horses, past Blue Ribbon, the favorite beer of Nick fucking Gage, decides to take advantage of the situation. He said, you know what? Nah. We want that advertising space, okay? You, AEW, give us the advertising space. They unfollowed Domino's Pizza, screenshotted it, and then followed AEW and screenshotted it as well.
So this is marketing genius on past Blue Ribbon right here, because the whole world is talking about And now the big rumor is WWE are the ones who got on Domino's about this because Domino's is also a partner with WWE.
Yeah.
You won't see that bloody gut shit on our thing. Oh, really? Is that why Nikki Ash and Charlotte were both bloody at the end of that match last night, Vince?
Yeah. And see, you know what the trippy part about this is? Is that everybody's like, oh, I'm not into death matches. This wasn't a death match. This was
is just a hardcore match. That's what this was.
Yeah, this was no holds barred. It just so happened to turn into a death match.
It just so happened they had the king of death matches in this match.
It's like,
and AEW, and I think this is a smart move. AEW did say they will not be doing stuff with fluorescent tubes anymore because those things are very dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But fuck. I mean, dude, I'm sorry. If I'm Domino's Pizza, I'm running with this shit all day. I am running with this shit all day.
Have the Noid, do a commercial with the Noid and fucking Nick Gage together.
They're gonna have Nick Gage cut open the Noid with a fucking pizza.
Yes.
Or have Nick Gage chase the Noid in different commercials. Have a cartoon Nick Gage chase the Noid with a pizza cutter. You're next, Noid.
Because let's all be honest here. Nick Gage is not winning any photo contest.
No.
Nick Gage is not winning any personality. The dude has no personality.
No.
All he does is fight and cut people. That's all this man does.
But cartoon Nick Gage would be hilarious, running around and trying to chase people and cut them with a pizza cutter.
So, we're coming up to the end of the show, and I just have one question for you, Hollywood.
Yes.
What rock did MJF dig Juventud Guerrera up under?
And this is only labor number 3.
Like I said, what rock did he dig up Hoovy from? We haven't seen Hoovy since he had a drug overdose when he was in the last day of the WCW.
The Hoovy juice. I have no idea. But
when he said that shit, I'm like, is Hoovy still alive?
You know, I'm going to tune in tomorrow just to see fucking Juventud Guerrero.
Because if Hoovy shows up in shape, and MJF is right, him and Jericho had wars in WCW.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Jericho is the reason Hoovy no longer wears a mask.
Oh, the Hoovy juice. Actually, we seen Hoovy juice. Remember, he was Los Mexicans.
Okay, since the racist shit in WWE, since the racist shit got canned in WWE, we have not seen Juventud Guerrera.
The last time we saw Juventud, he was riding a lawnmower in a pair of overalls
with super crazy and psychosis.
Yes, and he wasn't mowing a lawn; he was just showing up to the ring. That was the last time.
Motherfucker had a cooler on his lawnmower, and he had Coronas in that bitch. That's how racist. Yes, WWE, don't throw stones, you racist bastards.
God, we actually watched wrestling during that. Anyways.
I think Vince McMahon has selective memory. Because if he were to sit down and be like, all right, what did we do during the Attitude Era? You had Trish Stratus on all fours barking like a dog while you kissed her.
Could you imagine?
While you're married. In front of your quote-unquote comatose wife.
So you heard that NBC was purging the...
WWE Network? Yes.
Purging the WWE Network of offensive things. I'm like, fuck. We're not going
to
watch
shit, are we? Era. Ain't nobody going to know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is anymore.
Huh? I'm like, we ain't going to be able to watch shit, huh?
That was the worst move WWE made. Because Peacock can't handle WWE.
No.
We seen it during the last pay-per-view. Like an hour of it is missing because Peacock crashed. And you know what else Peacock don't do?
What?
Let you fucking rewind when you're watching anything.
Oh, yeah. This is the worst.
That's why I have a VPN. And I have my VPN going through my PS5 so I can watch the WWE Network. Because in England, they still have the WWE Network.
Yeah, because they can't make a deal with Sky. Sky's like, we don't want this bullshit. Run your own shit.
But now we know how good we had it with the WWE Network.
Yes.
While everybody was complaining, now look at what you did. I blame you.
Yes. The fans. The quote-unquote fans. WWE Network is trash. Well, we left you with Peacock. I'm sorry.
Now you can't rewind a live show. So if you turn it on 5 minutes late, guess what? You get spoilers because you don't know what happened before that.
Fuck all, bitch.
I can't watch a pay-per-view until the next day now.
It's all because of you.
So, Hollywood, do me a favor.
Yes.
Go ahead and hit our music real quick.
Oh, is it time? We get to hit
It
the
is
music?
time. It's time to hit the music.
It's time to hit the music. All right, let's hit the music.
So we hope you guys enjoyed the return of the industry outsiders. My name is Big Sin. That man over there is Hollywood J. Black. We might do this once a month. How's once a month sound for you right now?
Once a month is fine with me. We'll make it work, baby.
Alright, and of course we're gonna have big shows when WrestleMania comes around and all that shit. So. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, like I said our names. If you're watching this now, like, comment, and subscribe. Go visit us on Patreon. We'll have exclusive content there, here and there, and everywhere. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Big Sin. That's Hollywood J. Black. We are Simple Black Entertainment. We are the industry outsiders. And we are out this bitch.
Deuces.